Okay, today we're going to be covering Section 5, which is the initial franchise fee. And this is the fees involved in acquiring the franchise, not necessarily ongoing fees, but we're talking about your franchise fee, we're talking about your advertising fee, we're talking about your royalties here. And so essentially, it's what are you going to put out of your pocket to the franchisor before you even get to the point where you're going to start operating. So Stacy,
welcome to What's Your Next. This is the go-to podcast for aspiring business owners who want to get to the next level, escape the rat race, and give their middle finger to the corporate 9-to-5. If you want financial freedom, work-life balance, and the business of your dreams, you're in the right place. Dave and Stacy Riska, husband-wife franchising duo, openly share their successes, failures, and lessons learned in franchising, business ownership, and working with your spouse.
we've been through this. What are they looking at here?
In Section 5, it's going to be the upfront cost that you're going to need to invest monetarily, which would be your franchise fee. Sometimes there's inventory, equipment, signage. These types of costs are all going to be outlined in Section 5. Now, to give you like the big picture, Section 5, 6, and 7 really all kind of relate together. They're just broken up into different sections. I'm not sure why they do that. So 5 is kind of those initial hard costs that you're going to have to invest to become a franchisee. Section 6 is more of the ancillary costs, if there's training or marketing fees, those kinds of fees. And then the most important is item 7, where it lays it all together and shows your true total investment.
Yeah, that's correct. So that is absolutely how this is broken up. And what I've seen in the FDDs that we've had the opportunity to look at is that they're not always consistent. Sometimes they get moved between these sections. So be careful. The key is that you want to make sure that you have a clear understanding of everything you're going to need to put out of your pocket to, one, get up and operating, and number 2, to stay operating. And it's not always as clear as it should be, in my opinion. And this is where doing a really good job of due diligence in talking to the franchisees can fill in some of those blanks. You want to make sure you're asking them questions regarding these fees and basically validating that they're correct in the FDD versus what their franchisees are seeing, right?
Yeah, and to add another layer on that is to understand where and how they get paid, because some things are paid immediately, like upon the franchise agreement, or the franchise fee is going to be paid immediately upon signing the franchise agreement. But things like paying for equipment or signage or inventory, well, one, you're going to want to know who is getting paid for that. Is it the franchise or is it a vendor? And when and where and how is that money paid? Like, is it paid up front? Is it net 30? So understand the monetary transactions of that, because that's going to help you build out your budget.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you think about it, you're going to pay these fees, as she said, at different times. It's an ongoing process from the time that you pay the franchise fee until you're up and operating, until you're actually in business and you're starting to see some of the recurring fees that you would see in Section 6 and or Section 7. So really that's it for Section 5. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next section. That's it for today's episode.